Yo, what's up? Oh my god, I'm so unbelievably pissed off. Fuck it wasn't even OBS. It's the webcam that was fucking up. Like, god damn it, man. You know what I'm saying? That just put like a terrible fucking, like, what a shitty start to go off on. You know what I'm saying? Holy fuck. Fuck, like, this webcam has given me so many issues so far, man. I don't know what it is. It's really been mean to me. I'll be honest. I'm got a little, look at this little tiny can of ginger beer. I feel like a little tiny guy drinking that. But yeah, we're back. Dude, I am just like got so set off on the wrong foot. It's absolutely insane. We literally are starting 30 minutes after we should have started. And I'm not gonna extend the stream. We're just gonna go 2 hours today. I'm sorry. I just like, I'm just not in the mood for that at all. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but it's just what I'm gonna do. Cause this webcam fucked me over. It just wouldn't work. We started the stream, and you just couldn't see me at all. The webcam just didn't work. I had to restart my PC. But we're back. Let's just go. We're about to start the trial. So let's just start it up. Okay. I've forgotten everything already. I have already forgotten everything. Okay. Yeah. Don't be sad, Van Zeeks. You're right. The Old Bailey, this place always makes you feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. That's my line. I knew it was him. Good morning! Ah, good morning, Mr. Natsume. It was only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back. But now this! Another morning, another murder, and here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court. I'm beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. They're executing you on the spot. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Yes, morning. So, here we are again. Yes, again. ... What's the bad news? Oh dear. You heard, did you? If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say. Oh, I'm sorry. I would be yelling. I'm just not in the mood to yell with this voice right now. You've done nothing wrong, Mr. Sada. Now, what is it? Is it the Reaper? Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Barak Von Zeeks. Von Zeeks? You just saw him 2 days ago! Chillax! Ah. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. Chat, you hear that? My heart's pumping. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth. We managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter after all. Oh, after all. Yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Von Zeeks is the prosecutor. I think my webcam is actually a little bit too large. There we go. That doesn't look right either though, does it? I'll be back. I'll be down here. Chat, maybe I am Natsume. We've got like the same jacket on, don't we? Wait, let me try to like Crisis, say something so I can see the chat box. There we go. I think that's fine. As long as I'm not sitting up that far. Because doesn't the chat box... Where is the chat box? Ravioli. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Oh, no. That even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another. And we've experienced it firsthand. Oh, I don't know. Have we? Oh, yes, we have, laddies. A man we successfully defended met the most terrifying end after his acquittal right here in the Old Bailey. Maybe the curse only applies to people who are actually guilty. Just saying. Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again? Cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper. Pair of petrifying perils, potentially. I made him a little gay man for that one. Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Look, I'm student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Ah, yes? I'm innocent! You have to believe me. You more than anyone now. Don't worry, I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. This man is guilty, and this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. William Shamsphere, bro. I forgot about him. Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go, Mario. Oh yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. Why not? That's probably for the best. Oh, if he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zieks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least, that's my gut feeling. Miss Naruhodo. You're right. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said, Locum student, Miss Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. I swear on the sword at my side, and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor. Oh, yes. Kazuma. Never forget. All right. 22nd of February, 9:40 a.m., 2023. Oh, shit. Bruce Fairplay's back. I see his ass in that dock over there. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. It's not just in my imagination, it's really there. Lord Van Zieks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all. Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Kissable man. Is he even alive? Boy's paler than light? Who knows? Still, isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Saseki-san's trial. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Absolutely. I had a feeling this Larkin wasn't innocent before. I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right. No, well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. Bottom, 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 bottom. I know what you are. I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I need to take him for a pub tonight or the missus will go through the roof. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead us flock to a righteous verdict. He's praying to his little figurine of Hatsune Miku. The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. and that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. I know, we're doing the tutorial again for people who are rusty. I'm not rusty. I never rust. I never rust. The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Okay, so that's why there's so many of the same ones. Very well, let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zieks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is fucking obvious what you must do. It is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past judgment. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness to the stand. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself. He threw away his cloak already? Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. Yes, sir. Gregson. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector, Scotland Yard, Homicide Division. Seki Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. Mr. Natsume. Yes, my lord, sir. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case to the court. Right you are, sir. I'm Gregson. The incident occurred at the Garadeb household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor of the victim, Mr. William Shamsphere. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamsphere collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. I don't know why his voice changed, and I don't remember what it was like 2 seconds ago. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry or exit from the room impossible. Although the victim, Mr. Shamsphere, lives to tell the tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I was the first officer on the scene, my lord, and I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked. What is that on his neck? Yes, a very chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what it was. Very well. I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Okay. Now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes. As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? Unconscious, so not dead. I called it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you not watch the last VOD? It was creepy as fuck. It was so creepy. We were in the room where the body was, and we were talking, and in the middle of the words scrolling across the screen, he stood up and just stood there with his back turned to us. It was so creepy. It was insane. No, he didn't stand up. He sat up. He was like... That's what it was like. And Ryunosuke nearly shit his pants, bro. I almost did too. They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me? What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times. Killed, Mr. Natsume? How? Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamsphere's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out. And somebody tried to kill me. I still think it's literally just his cat sitting on his face when he's sleeping. That's my theory. You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume. But it's so cold. My runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Thank you, witnesses. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events. If I could raise one more point, my lord, one more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamsphere, has regained consciousness after his ordeal, and he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. The accused? Good grief! Yeti does it! Order, order! Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Sasaki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Well, Miss Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation? That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamsphere's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result! Never will I touch tea again! Never! The public pump was frozen, you say? That's not information we've heard before. That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection. None whatsoever, my lord. I have to voice him so sexily. Good, then you will give your account of the events of the night in question to the court now. Yeet, my lord. Witness testimony, the catastrophic night. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor, and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless! He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? That's a good point! That's a good point, chat! Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kill over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door. Oh, fuck. After his guest left, the argument still stands. We have to press Gregson here. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward. Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably, though. The teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they? Why didn't I think of that? Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect's substance. How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? Okay, but, like... Didn't we take the cups? How could we have tested them if I took the cups? No, Ryunosuke, I think this is your fault, if anything. My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea. Not that it was overlooked. Unable? Why? It's simple enough. There was none left. Not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. Oh. With current scientific techniques, it is not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough. The lack of examination notwithstanding, it appears nothing other than tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. No traces of soap? I see, thank you. The matter is clear. Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend. What? You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. I don't know, this guy looks pretty peachy to me. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. But I can't let them beat me down. I won't. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, Daddy. My lord. Don't worry about it. Cross-examination. The catastrophic eye. So, here's the Bedelia, the Delia Bedelia. Do we have a coronary report at all? No. What you mean we don't have a coronary report? What you mean? Okay. Okay. I want to press on what Gregson said. I want an autopsy report. That's what I want right now. How long does it take for symptoms to appear then? According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison is consumed. And the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation. So there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Oh dear, death by poisoning again. It's always so awful. 30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused as he left. You can't deny that, and it further degrades Saseki-san's alibi. I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well. The count will add this report to the court record. That's evidence! Alright. Oh yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms. Great. I want to read this, please. Cause of coma. Oh, right, because he didn't die. Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine, toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion, high likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. The poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. What's up, Gunk Gunk Gunk? How's it going? Happy New Year, man. So, the poisoning incident occurred at 1:30 a.m. He would have left by then. Well, he would have left, right? The victim would have been perfectly able to lock his door. I want to press on what Soseki-san said then. That's the extent of their testimony, is it? If I could voice a personal opinion, Miss Naruhodo. Of course, go ahead. Mr. Natsume is arguing for his assistance so adamantly and so persistently, yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating. I agree. So we need to find my switch broke, currently being fixed. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that. An inconsistency in what the inspector's saying. As things stand, the jurors are sure to find Miss Natsume guilty. As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison and the tea. Let's listen. Okay, apparently not the time then. Let me press everything right now. Were you and your neighbor good friends then? No, we weren't friends. Not at all. Not at all. Never. Ever. A simple no would have sufficed. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? Mr. Shamsphere fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume. Yo, Gunk redeemed first, hell yeah. It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I just arrived back in my lodgings when I ran into Mr. Shamsphere outside of the street. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though. So I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No! Not one, not two, not any! Not at all. Never, ever. A simple no would have sufficed, I feel. Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room. Okay, so nothing there. Definitely first, trust me. Exactly.
Hold it!
Hold it, so 11? A literary debate about Shakespeare's works, I think you said, didn't you? Shakespeare. A very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally. What? Mr. Shamsphere had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a contest. So when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume? He is Romeo, I is Juliet. What the fuck is this? Crisis, are you seeing this? And after a vigorous, wild tussle, I, as Juliet... I'm so happy. I'm so proud of him for coming out, honestly. Like, man, it's beautiful. Juliet, wow. This... Crisis is going crazy right now, and for good reason. What the fuck? Dude, you could draw so much fucking gay porn of that. Anyways, a victory I'll cherish forever. I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct? Oh yeah, I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see. It's true, there was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was. All right, and do you have any basis for that statement, witness? Okay, cool. I want to press on the time. Okay. So the poison, okay, wait. The one with the green line was Mr. Natsume's. Looks like he's eating, doesn't it? Dude, I don't know. Also, what is that? Right there, you see that? I don't know. Strychnine. Now that I'm thinking about it, can I present this? I'm gonna save right here, right? And I'm gonna present this right here. Sussex Among Us, making bacon. I'm hit with this. That's his ear. Okay, wait. Let me present the mortem report.
Objection.
Yeah, it's the time. I knew it was. Mr. Natsume, you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct? Yes. And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally? Of course we can. There's no problem with that report, Sunshine. Actually, I think there's a very big problem. Because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony. A chrono what? Oh, are you on about? According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. Nif. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? Both of them went crazy. Bro's trying his hardest to dab. The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zieks? With wine, of course. Let me just... Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would be best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon. How could it have happened, you ask? I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. A phantom? Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at the time stated in the medical report. Yes, at around 1:30. I'm hungry, stop talking about murder. Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there is a well-known saying. Drink tea while it's hot! Objection! Objection! And in my country, there's an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. My God. The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, counsel? You see his eyes, like, widened a little bit as soon as he realized he had to bullshit? Oh, no. Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor. Another visitor. That's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it. Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. You suggest it may have been a suicide, counsel. Objection! Mr. Shamsphere has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted. Oh, but he could be lying. Shit, dude. Is something wrong, Lord Van Zieks? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Carriage? What carriage? Does it have Mr. Shamsphere? It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. Oh God, is that Mr. Shamsphere himself? Is that the twink? It might be. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. My God, he's so gay. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Hello, Shamsphere. He has his own theme. He's a murderer. That is how the rules work. Who, sir, are you? William Shamsphere, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. What's he doing here? Looking so with those thigh-high socks. The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. You're calling him as a witness? Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Oh man, he is showboaty for sure. Happy am I, Shamsphere, to regale thee with the tale of my woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Hello, Void. Objection indeed. Here we go. What the fuck are you doing here? All right. So that's Mr. Shamsphere. But who's that other man with the big chin? It's the Crimson Chin. I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before. Who the fuck is that? I guess we got another witness here, baby. State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare, were the great bard to recall to life anew. Lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who pondered such a miracle. William Shamsphere. The name's Meterman. Edron B. Meterman. Adron B. Meterman? Well, I don't know what the pun is with this, but he's a Meterman. That's all I know. I got a chin! I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East End branch office. Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road. Oh yeah, she's right, it's him. Oh, you were snatching in his windows, trying to snatch his people up. You were looking through. What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Saseki-san's lodgings. I already made that joke. 78, 92. Hey, excuse me. You have a word. And then he bolted. Ah. Bye-bye, bitches. JoJo pose. My stand activated. We spotted him outside Mr. Garadeb's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee. What does he have to do with this case? So, Mr. William Shamsphere, you are the victim in this miserable affair. Meterman, middleman? Ooh, interesting. Oh, heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips? I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. Behold, you have only to rearrange my guts. I mean, the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name? No, not at all. The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid. They're actually taking the seraph anagram idea seriously? Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. A baller? But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamsphere doing here? The gas man, I mean. Well, what, me? Well, now. Better rub my chin. Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence. When you suggested the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. What? No, I didn't quite say that. This young chin stroker. Oh, fuck. Whoa. Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Let's not call anyone a chin stroker here. I'll hydrate real quick. Wow. What a great thing. As he to controvert your wild claims conclusively. With his chin! Is that not so, Mr. Meterman? Hang on now. I'm Wario. I'm just here. I hereby call for your testimonies or whatever the fuck he's saying. I'm not looking at the screen. Somehow didn't get glass shard. This old guy who crushed a glass of wine. He's not old, he's sexy. Yo, tell the court this later part. He just, you know. One may smile and be a villain. Is that why you're smiling right now? Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontent. Dude, do you guys remember Mr. Gray from the last game? Where he would be like... That's the same thing here, but just like dialed up about 2 points. Stop posting about baller. The wintry night of my discontent. The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, in my ass, bearing a gift of tea. But merry bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate. Oh, fuck. The jokes are writing themselves, chat. The prostate on my prostrate, not prostate, prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. Except for my lips. My lips passed his lips. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye in his room. No one else visited the room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella. I'm also racist. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamespeare's room all night? I have a crush on the man. That's right. Of course, the bloke's window's all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. The question is, sir, why? Ah! Well now, that's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What are you talking about? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed, make no more ado about his tedious words. What did you say about me? This guy is a... Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. Indeed, that is so. And, as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. Are we gonna have to do a summation examination this early on? Oh boy. Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Mr. Wise Popeyes in court? Nah, don't worry about him. He's just chilling. All right. My neighbor did cometh in the evening bearing... That has... Yeah. I'm gonna press right here. Let me stop you there. Miss Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. Do you like my wiggle? If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea. That 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task. What? I did drink of the tea, not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched. Objection. That doesn't sound normal. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire, after all. Thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger? Mr. Shamsphere, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. We all know what that means. 'Twas the tea alone that passed my lips. Did you not eat a bar of soap? So you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper? Ha! Fee on luxury, fee on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. Sorry? I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in this animation. I don't really know. Hence that my doth chamber, fuck whatever the hell I'm saying right now. Bring up the fork in his hand. You're a genius, Gunk. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Arister Mikes was found starved to death? No! Now that I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from the room, was it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere. For I have devoured them all. You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right! That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could pass the victim's lips is in the tea. Spill it. Alright, no, the fork.
Objection.
What? Are you for real? Are you for real? Are you for real? I thought that would have been it for sure. This is bullshit. They're having a little talk. They're having a little talky talk. Did you eat some soap? He fucked this bar of soap. Wait. Oh, wait. What the fuck? Wait, where'd the medallion go? I gotta go rest of this. Has been really stupid. Alright, Gunk, thank you for coming out, man. It's been a pleasure to have you here. It really has. Thank you, sir. What the fuck is that? I don't know, dog. You know? I'm kind of just chilling. Let me press on everything first. I'll press right here. But the windows of that house have all been filled in. A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking to do that yet.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there? And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up in the ledge outside as well. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on really cold nights.
But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing. As long as there's breath in my body. Bow.
What's with all the theatricals today? Out of interest, Mr. Meaterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the rib at all?
No!
He's a little silly guy, isn't he? We can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be so sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, hence didn't dispose of the poison container himself, it's clear that this was no attempt at suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. It really was. You can't argue with the logic. He presented his argument in such a good way, like using good language. You know? It's really true. A short, little, round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it was the defendant then.
Objection.
How many other short, little, round-backed Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London?
Well, of course, it's only an hour gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, then Mr. says we're gonna drink tea together.
Nah, sorry. I couldn't say.
Why not?
Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-bagged fella wearing a pretty dress.
And then the pair started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know how to make of it. He saw them pounding their pussies. That was Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty? Okay, whatever, man. On my chin, Gasman's honor. Fuck. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I can't see any obvious holes at all, to be honest with you. Oh dear. I tried to present the fork. The frock. I said, take a look at my frock, and they said, frock you. And I was like, you know? They told me to frock off. Okay, so they told me to just press. They literally just told me to just press everything. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou is be I call him the man from upstairs. I should give him that voice. Wait, that voice is actually beautiful. And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means their discussion about who was stronger, Romeo or Juliet. I shams feared to play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Jack Poopy Pants is now playing Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment. I'm getting a little bit too into it. I dare not imagine the scene. Okay. Frailty, thy name is woman. So what you're saying is, you like men. That's what you're saying, right? I mean... Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jiu-jitsu, but... ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding. So gay. We're getting a summation examination. My lord!
Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman.
Oh, I've kept my mouth shut and listened up now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me?
Yes!
Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision? Too right we have. Are you all with me? Frock off! Wait, no, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Oh yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see. Oh. And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, final take 5 Bob home the business will blow her top. And she'll take it off. Hey, what's that? I didn't quite catch what you said.
Very well. Let the court be appraised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings together to vote us.
Do it.
Guilty.
I guilty.
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 Guilty. Ah! Like the judge just gets like caught up in flames. I'm on fire! All of you.
Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
So this time at last, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished. Whoa! Just give me to the summation examination. Get up, bitch! The trial's not over! Get up! God. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
We can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I can't just let that happen. Boom. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination, because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense counsel's request is granted. The court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. I got a deep voice right there. Are you in your fellow permit, Mr. Foreman?
Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the federal guilty for the crime for which it is accused. Are you ready for the most banger song in the history of banger songs? Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. Ah! This song goes so hard.
The victim may not well be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. The fuck you say about a mustache, huh? Fuck you got against a mustache, huh? What's wrong with that? I didn't shave today. There's a little bit of gristle right there. What the fuck, dude? Oh yeah, and the racism. That's not cool either. But what the fuck you gotta say about my mustache, man? Huh? Someone's gonna have to pound his pussy later and set him straight. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudster. For now, at least. I really don't care, like. I'll just need this trial in quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. It would seem that all the jurors is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Suzuki-san's behalf before, and it worked. So you never know. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how— shut up! I'm sorry, Susato, I don't want to yell at you, but I don't need this. No. No need. Thank you. I've been through plenty of these already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary. Of course, I understand. I'm quite sure you're right. Okay, thank God. She wasn't gonna be like, I'll be here for you. Girl boss. Okay. Ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum bum. Ba-bum. Ba-bum bum. Bum. Ba-ba-bum bum. Ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum bum. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum bum. Ba-ba-bum. Yes, my lord! Let's go! Look at me stand all straight like. Definitely not gay. Let's do this. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. I'm gonna press that statement. Do you see William in the back? He's just like... He looks like he's in a YouTuber's thumbnail, and he will be my thumbnail. He will be mine before the day is over. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seemed noble before. Couldn't some of them also be liars? Mr. McGilded was a liar! And he seemed noble and rich.
Well, I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky clown of yours, for example.
Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar.
Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips unharmed was the Japanese man's state. When you take the Gassman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be more clearer.
Well, that's alarmingly logical.
But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'll gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right?
Well, yeah, perhaps. I don't see it happening.
Eh?
What's that? Elderly gentleman in here, you know? You'll have to speak up.
Luke, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we have actually on the jury, then? Mr. Beast! Alright, sir, I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Oh, wait! No! Ooh, okay, okay. We have to prove that Shamsphere is a sham. Hold it! Hold it! Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy? Because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say, yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. I just look at the accused by comparison. Hold it! Racism! No. Not one of those things is the reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. And you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, there's another 3 steps. Well, this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. Ooh, waltz music is accompanied by suspicious people. Oh, shit! Those fists hit harder than my dad when he left with the milk. What the fuck? What? What did you just say? There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? Poo-poo. A frequent slapoo-poo. It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont... What?! Good gracious! Altamont gases, eh?
Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe. We'll never run out of fossil fuels.
Anyways.
But proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree.
Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont gas is the best in the world, of course.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Miss Nodahoda.
Right, he bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? So would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shamester was up to in his room?
I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go to in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman, but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations.
So you mean Mr. Shamsphere's?
I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a scrubby little gas thief.
You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wind me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate my skin? But seraphs hear not incense, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an ultimate gas explosion.
So Mr. Shamsphere has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement.
My pleasure. Was it a bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed?
A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Her clothes are a queen bee. Low-key, chat. She kind of fine, huh? And she's rich? Like, I know she's married, but like, I love hot moms. And baby, she's on my radar now. This could be it. This could shift the balance.
The victim put on a fine performance, but in reality is a common thief of my company's gas.
I really don't care. You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's all that about, sir?
Finish last, that's what it's about.
What's that?
I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park. All I was the Queen's cap last week, wasn't it?
The Queen of England. Ah, yes, a Derby. She's a grandma from 1969. You know, not everyone's perfect.
It was a dead cert, that's the thing. I couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings, like. But then that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. Oh, that stupid finish last.
Oh dear. I think it's clear what happened, isn't it?
This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down the bum. So come on, let this business lie now. Just give it up.
No, that's not gonna happen. Wow, that's all we get. Hold it. Goddamn. What do you mean by that, sir?
Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do.
At 5? You're a really early riser then, aren't you?
Eh? What's that now?
I said you're an early riser.
A dirty miser? I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. Well, by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on.
He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5? Oh my, that means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night.
Huh? What's that?
Dude, he's just like me, for real, for real. Oh my god. Only 3 hours of sleep each night. Susanoo trying to yell is so funny.
That's right, you see. 3 hours of missing time. Like I said, it's not much, is it?
This really isn't helping. It's beautiful. Take your own advice, you meanie. Crisis! Bum 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 bum. Okay.
Bam. Oh yeah!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious! Would you say much fair, Counsel?
Juror number 1.
What are you yelling about, lad?
I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas.
Well, yes.
The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief.
So the good lady says. But there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true, we don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me, seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gas man, it's honor.
Chat, is Mr. Meterman us right now? Are we just bowing toward this lady for whatever she says? Because I think it might be us. I think they might just be like us for real, for real. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamspeare was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt.
Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it. As I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will.
Me? Oh, well, I'm just at bottom. Not what you'd call a gentleman. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would shoot me down to the ground.
Oh, no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with.
In that case, I shall change my leaning. I'm a gentleman.
So, Mr. William Shamspeare, if that is your real name, we are the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are.
Ooh, baby, a quadruple. 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory. Oof. So how much do you want to bet that as soon as this ends, Van Zieks will be like, here is every reason why you're incorrect, and just exude like a massive list of like proving that he didn't steal gas.
Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord and order the trial to continue.
Raspberries.
Yeah!
You have spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shamspeare. Oopsie poopsie. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. I can't see you. You can't see me. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Why, what did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamspeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord, hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart.
Ah, you flowery-mouthed, pompous beanpole, just because I haven't got the evidence yet.
Fonzie's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Mr. Shamspeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. Oh, I said gaily.
It's my considered opinion.
At the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. If he's a Seraph, where has many wings? Seraph has several wings. Yeah. And if you're Seraph from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer, where's the Annihilator pistol you have as your Q ability when it charges up? Exactly! There we go, Chris. I just made the most obscure reference in my entire life. All testimony here by the court must thoroughly have blah, 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 blah. In Georgia, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to ruin the case. Oh, no. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further. Ooh. I assure you, my lord, that it would be a waste of the court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes? Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man had been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gasman's honor. Very well then, we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamsphere, has been stealing gas.
Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. On the Outmont Gas name, I swear.
If I may, my lord.
Go ahead, madame.
This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him as in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request.
Thank you, my lord.
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. I always gotta sting you, mark my words. So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes. Is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont Gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world.
Bow. I'm standing the Altamont Gas people. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mr. Sada? I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Miss Naruhodo. Sure, if we want to go there. Oh my god, she's beautiful. Alright, witness testimony. Let's go.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont Gas meters accept third-party bills. Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamsphere's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
Oh my god, I know what he's doing. He's getting a coin, he's looping it with soap, and he's slipping it in and pulling it out with like a string. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony calls me to turn to my hallowed chalice.
What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zieks?
Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should be concerned this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Iron Nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. He's throwing everything. Do what you will. Lord Van Zieks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning, and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. And it's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Let's do it. The Altamont Gas Company. Alright. Hold it. I have a feeling that Shamsphere is going to react to one of these statements and we're going to have to press him. Does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. I have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamsphere?
Well, now, interesting you should bring that up, because I can't believe how little money was in this meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. Alright, alright.
Hold it!
Hold it. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that, usually. If they have both gas lighter and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Saseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still chose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah, yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet the meter is a chance didn't have a single coin in it. Hold it. Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching us gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamsfield's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamsphere Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said. You what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Huh. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jammied open anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. No, I've still got it. Oh. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think it'll be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. Nice. I want to look at that over right now. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Miss Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Really? Nothing else? Really? I am genuinely shocked. Oh! Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Miss Naruhodo? Just here, and there's a little hole. Do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamsphere? Possibly. It seems people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. First glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Ugh.
The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. I'm sorry. I have a contradiction to that statement.
Objection.
Objection. Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, what? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamsphere secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You can get a farming thing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin has been fed as a threepenny bit? Threepenny. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it's pertinent. As you wish, my lord. He made a wax coin, didn't he? Out of soap. Wait. I'm gonna save right here. Rister, what's up, Void? What's up? Yeah, look at that. Splatoon died. JK, wow.
Objection.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. I'm gonna load, because that was clearly not it. The music was still playing, and that's unfortunate. Oh, shit. Let me press this one. Hold it. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it a certain extent as well. We've thought of that. Anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they did it as a fine. We live for moments like that, us gas men do. Live for them, It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. I know exactly what happened. He gets soap. He gets a soap coin. He makes a soap coin out of that mold, puts the soap coin in, gases it, and then heats it up. And then all the soap melts and spills out through the hole. That's quite enough of that. Oh! Remind me, how big are the threepenny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Miss Nerdhoda? Is this 2 centimeters? Yeah. Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. Okay. Delve deeper. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced, I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo, yeah! Nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see. Popeyes is dancing happily. He is, man. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. All joints on the meter, the lock is made from metal steel. There's no way to dismantle it. Let me press. Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they tried, but they've all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Miss Nodahoda? Is welded steel construction significant? Some other... Oh, shit! I already asked about that. Okay. Oh, shit. Wait. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna okay, yeah. Wait. Okay. I know what to do. Oh, I know what to do here. I'm ready for this one, gamer. Okay, cool. Okay. So this is where I saved the other time. So... Wait. Can you open it real quick? I want to see if the little coin is inside. Because I know how he's doing it, I just don't know how to prove it. You know? Okay, well, let's just press this last statement.
Hold it!
Let's just press this last one. How do you know that he's been using gas, though? Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've seen to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and he says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Hamlet indeed. I can wring the bloke's neck and get hold onto the collar, but still, every time I open up the flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? But how can Mr. Shamshire possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gasman could be an accomplice. You what? Good lord. Evidently possible indeed. Oh shit. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh please, Lady Quidby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount. So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war. No, I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I were stealing the company, I'd be finished. It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shamsphere is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. It's the soap! It's the soap, dude! Okay. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Miss Natsume. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, and look! The soap is leaking out because of the hole. This is crazy. Okay. We can't be sure of that yet. Oh my god. Okay, the Altamont Gas Company is investigating Mr. Chef's Dizzler. Honestly, there must be something to it. Okay. The exact diameter and thickness. Can I save? I'm gonna save here again. Because I swear to God, I was at this exact same spot last time. Bum 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 bum. Cause like it's the he's making coins. Oh, look at the. Oh my God, I had to investigate it again. There's a circular depression on the side about 2 centimeters across, or 3/4 of an inch. Huh? Do you think we did find the soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? There we go. There we go. This is it.
Objection.
There we go, boys. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamsphere's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Oh, I can't take it anymore. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Oh, are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away! Does anyone here have present in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now, to see if it fits.
Oh shit. Exactly.
My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Look at her ass. I mean, her outfit. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of some gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time.
Let's go. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamsphere has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's gonna bring me to an explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible in the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Where on the meter can the remnants of the method
Does he know the method, is what they're asking. Do he be knowing the method, though?
Got it.
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it! That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Did you say? Oh, he makes ice coins. Ice. Mr. Shamser has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. There we go. Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Sasato's shrimping too. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Miss Naruhodo, are you saying... Do you actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. It's in the photo, and I have a feeling this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamser had been stealing gas is...
Take that.
Take that. This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamsphere. What remnants? Boom. Boom, boom, bum, bum, bum. As you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamsphere's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Oh! If one coin gave around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamsphere is slumped over the table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right. It would appear to me then, counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but no, certainly not. He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamser was found with a fork in his hand, digging it out. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Zeke. Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Oh. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Oh, man. Yeet. Lord Van Zeeks. I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hallowed bottle in the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shamsphere is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Oh, brother. Even if William Shamsphere is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it! Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... Whoa! Oh, he's got a little bag that has stripes. He's a worker bee. Okay. Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo! What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zieks is saying? It's always raised an objection. Always it's raised an objection. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamsphere to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Zieks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely... What? Okay, holy shit. Was someone else responsible? I'm gonna save and do was someone else responsible. That's what I'll do. What if it was somebody else entirely who poisoned the victim? If that's your assertion, by all means, tell us who it was. Yes, well... Well, who is this mysterious third party, counsel? I think it's a little too soon to be naming names, my lord. Was there poison in the tea at all? We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamsphere was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best. True, because they couldn't examine it. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There was no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison. Objection. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it. What? A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Huh? What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Maybe the photo? I don't want to save right here, but I think this is correct.
Take that!
Oh god. Yeah, you know, Ryunosuke, listening to you say that line, I wasn't quite confident in that. The soap!
Take that!
Good gracious, the soap again. The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice. Yes, that's right, my lord. First try. It just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. So, what are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red. No, you mean... That's right. But wait, there's more. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamsphere's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. I will never tell I touched tea. You messed up your line, Rister. You must try again. I believe it had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. So on the night in question, Mr. Shamsphere, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge while my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamsphere's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remains, Scotland Yard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove that until now has been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea had contained strychnine at all. Urgh, you smug Nipponese! My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. Yeah. I love the queen bee. And look at her little worker bee over there. It's me. I'm a little worker bee. I'm a little guy. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zieks? None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Well, that went horribly. We managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. To be continued! Bum, bum, bum! Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da.
I'm going to save my current progress in the game of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Go Ridley. My boy thinks I'm streaming Smash right now. Chat, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Wow. Chat. Oh wait, actually, yeah. You haven't saved your game. Yes. That is gonna be the end of the stream today. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We're ending it early a little bit, but I said I would, so it's not, you know, you guys know about it. All right, we're gonna raid Alara. Hope you guys have a good day today. Thank you guys so much for coming out. She's playing Smash, so you know. I know you just got here. I'm sorry. It's, we know it's close. We're doing it. We're ending it now. It's a good stopping point. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Been an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Farewell, y'all.
Hey, Mister, how's it going? Thank you for the weekly Sunday raid. How's it going? Everybody say hi to Rister. What's going on with you, Rister? What'd you do today? I think Rister and I are gonna have a crew battle in February. We played Ace Attorney. That sounds like so much fun.
Good nom nom nomming!
Haruku and probably. Ooh, Ace Attorney. You've been playing that for a while. Yeah, everybody's just Lauren Jesus. Lauren Jesus. I love that. Mimara. Well, I have a Mim skin. I don't. Let me see if I got it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look very good that way. Hold on, hold on. That's my Mim skin. Super cute. Virtual Reality Show has. Yeah, I watch her too. She's fantastic. It's like I have people that will help me do all those things. I just need to do it, if that makes sense. It's less about like knowing how to do it. It's more just like I gotta do it, and it takes a lot of time. Happy New Year, janitor. What was that sentence? I can't talk. Yeah, I don't see words. I think honestly, it being oversaturated is an issue. Everyone has a niche of some sort, but you also shouldn't focus entirely on making it big, because it takes time. I mean, I got a small community of almost 300. I do as a hobby. Yeah, of course. I like to get big, of course. I can do it full time, but I think a focus on really big is really will thin the VTubers out. For sure. And I will be honest though, I don't feel like most VTubers have a niche. And maybe that's because I'm a VTuber educator, so the people I work with normally don't have a defined niche. So maybe Hibara? Solara? And Silent's in here. Hey Silent, how are you? Can we get a shout out for Silent? And maybe that's because of like my people that I see. But Shadow, you can come on in. That's just at least my perception of it. No, it could be different. It could be different. But I feel like most VTubers either, you know, play like variety gaming or do like just chatting. You know, like it's one or the other. I think. What's up, Beowulf? Thank you for following. How's it going? You tricked me. You tricked me. Thank you for raiding. Thank you so much. Hello, how's it going, Raiders? My name is Alara. I am a elf. And I like to smash. Do you want to smash me? I could really use this smashing. I'm actually craving a really big, thick smashing. Yeah. Oh, good smashing. You guys want to come smash me, please? I got my controller. I'm ready. Let's do it. Thank you so much for the raid. Short, small anniversary stream. How did it go? I just got hit, please. Let's smash. I want to smash, but I'm driving back home. Well, you can't do a quickie while you drive. You can't do both. You gotta multitask. honestly wanted to be an anime guy on the internet. Accomplished my goal and I met lots of people. So honestly, like just building relationships with people is so nice. And just meeting friends. Like last year was so great. I really made so many amazing like lifelong friends, like Silent and Ruzu and Aya. Like just so many amazing people. And that's why I love content creation because you get to meet a lot of people. Happy New Year, Dragon Star! I'm trying to be Laura's lifelong friend and pet. I got him on a collar, okay? I haven't got there yet. Yeah, start streaming as a way to make connections. I know, it really is great. Also, guys, Fuzz is cracked at this game. Yeah, Rister, of course. Comes with a chain and... Oh, dang. Okay, that works. You'll never stop the VTubers. If you try to stop us, we'll gatekeep you. VTubers doing all kinds of things from music, karaoke, art, anime, video games, just chatting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, just like regular streamers, there's such a wide variety of things. Like, it's insane. But I do feel like it's specifically with VTubing right now, I think you need to establish a bit of a niche before you move into just like direct variety. That's at least my opinion. How you grow your hair out? Well, I'm kind of like Play-Doh. I just kind of go and just squeeze really hard, you know? I kind of just go like, and then it grows out. Yeah, you need like a beefy computer. I use a dual PC setup because I need the beef. Exactly. Like, I think Ludwig is probably my favorite, like comparison for that. He started with Melee and then, you know, he went on to Variety, but most people start with like a niche and then they grow. I don't like Yoshi's for that reason. Oh, Meta Knight's too short for the up air. You read me like a book. Oh no, I was too far away. Chunkara. Chunkara. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that name. Well, that was not what I wanted. Guess what I did, Fuzz? Learned about your stupid up airs.